Hello again, everybody. I'm Dr. J, and these are the alternative milestones for the week of May 24th. And we're going to get you caught up with those from Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday, Thursday. We had 4 birthday milestones on Thursday, yesterday, right there. Kobe Calais, and I had to look up how to pronounce Calais, and that's not how I would have pronounced it. But I looked it up, and that's how they say to pronounce it. So, Colby Calais turned 35 yesterday, and we heard the song Bubbly from her debut album, Coco. And Coco was the nickname that her parents gave her when she was just a tiny little baby. And so she named her first album Coco. Jimmy Goodwin, before that, he is bass and vocals for the band Doves. He turned 50 yesterday, and we heard Here Comes the Fear from them. And other than his first name, he shares one other thing with Jimi Hendrix. They both are left-handed, but play right-handed instruments turned upside down. I guess one difference is that Hendrix restrung his so that it was in the correct order for a left-hander, but Jimmy Goodwin does not do that. He just flips it upside down and plays it the way it is. So all of his chords are backwards or upside down, however you want to say it. But that's what he does. Before that, Chris Ballou, who is bass and vocals for Presidents of the United States of America, turned 55 yesterday, and we heard Lump from them. And also, for the last 11 years, Chris Ballou has also been recording music for toddlers under the name of Casper Baby Pants. That's not Captain Underpants, that's Casper Baby Pants. Fortunately, I guess, my kids grew up, and I'm kind of out of the toddler music business. Last I had was the Wiggles. So anyway, good for him. And the 4th birthday from yesterday was John McGeoch. And I had to look how to pronounce that name as well. Fortunately, there was a documentary about his life, and they said his name was McGeoch. So there it is. He played guitar for a bunch of very influential post-punk bands back in the late 70s, early 80s. Bands like Magazine and Visage and The Armory Show and Public Image. And we heard the song Spellbound from Susie and the Banshees, one of his famous turns there. There's a very long list of guitarists who list him as an influence on them, including Johnny Marr from The Smiths, Radiohead, both Johnny Greenwood and Ed O'Brien, Dave Navarro, John Frusciante, and even The Edge. They all say that John McGeoch was a huge influence on their playing. Let's see, Wednesday was the 30th anniversary of a legendary outdoor concert that was held at Spike Island in England, which included the Stone Roses. They called that show the Woodstock for the Baggy Generation. And it was famous for its atmosphere and also for its technical challenges, along with a very stiff breeze that was blowing from behind the crowd. So basically, it was blowing all the sound off behind the stage, and nobody in the crowd could even hear it. So anyway, there was also a documentary about that show, and we saw a little teaser of that documentary there. And Tuesday marked the 5th anniversary for 2 albums. The band Unknown Mortal Orchestra and their 3rd album called Multi-Love was 5 years ago on Wednesday. And we heard the title track from that. And they are actually from New Zealand, but, they are now based in Portland, Oregon. And we started That's That with Lifehouse from their 7th album called Out of the Wasteland. We heard the track Hurricane. And that's another album that was the first back after a little bit of hiatus. They were split up for a couple of years after they had all basically agreed that they wanted to check out some other projects and do some other stuff. So that was more of an agreed upon thing than we're split and we're never getting back together. They just wanted to do some different stuff, so they did, and then they got back together and started back up as Lifehouse. All right, we're going to move on to the block of milestones for today, Friday, and we're going to start it off with a birthday milestone for Simple Minds on the only YouTube channel that matters.